Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to down, and it's not all lit up or anything down there, which is just a little bit of lighting. I don't have it all set up for a tour, but we're going down to visit the Occult Museum of Ed and Lorraine Warren. So follow me down. And watch your head here, guys. We have to go through the haunted passageway to get there.
There are many things in this building here which have been involved in extremely dangerous occult activities. To touch one of these items would be the opposite of touching something holy, something blessed. Do not go beyond the yellow ropes.
As we go through the passageway here, you can see all the Ed's paintings that he has lining the walls here. These are all depictions of hauntings that he did way back in the early on the glass and saying, "Oh, this is a bunch of bunk. If you could put slashes on anybody, put them on me, because this top's responsible for putting